if I hit this button. Alright! Audio on! Alcohol!
Oh boy.
Acquired! We are live, gentlemen! Welcome to Fanfiction Contempt 9005, episode 37? I am your host, SneakyDevil! And for some reason, Max is here despite telling me that he won't be, and Atin's not here despite telling me that he would be.
Sneaky, would you please use your 2 brain cells you have to be breathing? I said might.
Well,
might.
You said you might not.
with me.
Well, you said you might not be here, and you showed up, and Atin didn't say shit, and he's gone. So, hi, Jen. Let's go!
Well, my mic quality is about to get a lot worse because I'm going to go sit on my porch with the phone for a little while.
Why?
So what you're saying is that Orange shouldn't be shouting anything you don't want to be heard in public.
Oi, neighbor.
Oh, I'm putting Bluetooth earbuds in.
I see. All right, fair enough. So you're not going to be like Stannis and just kind of shout at your phone in an angry rage.
In the middle of a grocery store, no.
Yeah.
I'm
only in my car right now, guys. I'm at the grocery store. God fucking damn it, Stannis.
Fucking once he fucking called us from a McDonald's. Like, literally, what the
He's
fuck?
ranting about fucking.
Oh, there was an even worse one.
He's called from some very interesting places in public without using earbuds for some reason.
Oh, there was an even worse one where he tried to play Hoi with us from the McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was fucking awful. God.
Really, he was literally on that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's something else. He is something
He was
else.
playing a Paradox game on McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing. I was going to be like, oh, that should be fine, though, because, you know, those are fairly chill. Sometimes I'm like, wait, it's a lot of information that has to pass.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And also, he needs a good connection for that.
He also needs that. Plus, there's also the subject matter.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Hey boys, I'm invading Russia. Let's go.
Alright, so I think that about
Me, Adolf Hitler.
wraps up everything I wanted to post here. And post.
Does it?
Yeah, so
Oh, boy.
Gray, you can go ahead and apocrypha that already.
As
If
soon
you,
as the dragon fucks off.
Okay, so you apocrypha that. Did you apocryphy the schizo post?
Yes.
Okay.
So 2
Do I
days
want to?
ago? Oh, we posted Scarab.
Yes.
Today, someone ended a thing.
Lich Lord Bing killing.
thing that was basically we're looking at the MMO portion of it instead for Omake's crap. And he went the full 4chan.
Did he just design raids for you guys for your
Oh
story?
no, I've been. So we had one person who was like, "Wouldn't it be cool if like Wraith stuff was or like raids and dungeons as it would be in the MMO?" And I'd be like, "All right, cracks knuckles, let's go." And so if every time we update a chapter, I post like 1 or 2 dungeon or raid guides as if they're back in the day.
Lord Almighty, he had no
Okay,
idea
wait.
what he unleashed, did he?
I mean, yes, he does. Sneaky, I have to ask, what style of raid guide is it? Is it the friendly, helpful one? Is it the Jesus Christ, I'm writing this so I don't have to explain it to anybody else ever again kind of?
Well, I'll give you a hint. Devil's Quick and Dirty Raid Guide.
Oh no! Oh no! It's the meme guide.
Hey, people.
It's the
Devil
meme.
here.
Yeah.
There's you a link straight to it, Atin. I have not even read it.
I'll have to read that later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll
I'm gonna
drop
make
it in.
swap on devices I mentioned. So like I said, if you really want my input, you better be ready for some real shit mic quality.
Oh, I'll be pinging you up anyway.
Of course. So I'll be back in literally 2 seconds.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna shill Undying Scarab right here and now. To all the people that already read it.
Yeah.
But hey.
Or we'll never read it.
Yeah, or we'll never read it. But hey, you can't say I didn't do nothing. I just did basically nothing, which is still more than nothing.
Theoretically.
Oh, I forgot to bold the ending part.
Sneaky moment.
Also, the classic, I might know somebody who might know information, who might have leaked to me something about this item. The classics.
That guy.
That guy, yes. So anyway, we'll just move that back over here. Minimize that and get into the fan fiction of the night, which, what have we not done in a while? Just straight Harry Potter? I don't think we've done straight Harry Potter in a while.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
So let's go into the Harry Potter section.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I can definitely drink to that, and goddamn, does that ginger root make some good mixer? Reading guide all English. Whew. All of these are ideas of mine that are up for adoption. Well, author, let's see. Holy fucking shit. Okay, well, they try to write. What's their most written story? 362 words. Alright, so you know what? I was 10 seconds from making fun of them for being one of those authors that only post their idea fics, where they're like, people should adopt these stories because I don't know how to write. But no, this guy's got,
Okay.
This guy's got several fics, and a pretty chunky one, with a decent following to it, so, hey.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We'll give him some credit.
Yeah, a general adventure fic featuring Iruka as a teacher at Hogwarts. Cool.
Well, that certainly sounds entertaining.
Yeah, it's something.
Oh,
Holy
Um,
fuck, that's
It's
bad.
a thing.
Jesus.
that was a different
Yeah,
call.
no,
He-
that was.
That's a
He
different
wasn't kidding.
Max.
Yeah, sounded like fucking Standish or something from the void.
Yeah. Also, sounds a little bit tin canny.
The McDonald's Wi-Fi
I mean,
really
he
kicking
did
in.
warn us.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, I wasn't. I don't think I was ready for it.
Bluetooth earbuds can only do so much.
I suppose. Okay, so an actually reasonable author opening. Update rates, yeah, okay. Some headcanon that is not as cringe as the stereotypes. Alright, yeah, alright, sure. So, as far as this guy's author profile goes, it's not cringe. So, hey, check out the guy if you want to. In contrast to that, we have our next story. Make me
Oh, wait.
feel
Oh,
alive.
Sneaky, hang on. That first one we looked at,
Yeah.
the laboratory one.
Yeah.
Look at the reviews.
Huh.
The first person there. Yeah. Who could have seen this coming?
Uh-huh. Right, so anyway, I actually just finished a quarter-ass story. It was, the reason why I even bothered reading it is because it's completed. It's like so it's a chapter away from completion, which is a lot farther than quarter-ass actually normally gets. So I was like, fine, fuck it, I'll read it. It's supposed to be a Harry Potter Bloodborne crossover. It was okay. Nothing really great, and he really plays fast and loose with a lot of the canon on both sides. And now, while not as bad as, no one's as bad as Parcassius, but not as bad as Parcassius when it comes to the saying lots of words with nothing being happening. There is a lot of words being said during that story where you're kind of just like, okay, so when we get to the part where, anything matters. But he does move the story along at a decent pace. Like I said, it's almost finished, actually, which is, again, surprising. And the only really big grievance I have with the story is the whole part where Harry Potter is secretly Erebitas's son.
Who?
Erebitas's, the creature underneath the healing choir.
What?
Yeah,
Ebrietas?
Yeah, Brietus. There we go. Yeah.
No, even knowing the name, I'm just like, what? What?
The great god, what the fuck are they called?
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying, what the fuck?
Yeah, she apparently, it's she, apparently, fragmented herself and incarnated that fragment in a separate world that isn't in the same reality as Yarnum. And that fragment was born as Lily Evans, who didn't know she was anything but human through the entire plot of Harry Potter, and then when she died,
He became a Super Saiyan.
no, she returned to Ebrietas, and then Odeon, this is what I'm saying, he's playing fast and loose with the canon. Odeon retaliates against Ebrietas for having a child before he does, and seals Ebrietas away. And when Harry Potter ends up in Yarnum meeting Ebrietas remembers everything and turns into Lily Evans again. With an actual justifiable explanation, saying that the Ebrietas lived more as Lily Evans than she existed as Ebrietas. Which, I mean, yeah, fair enough. If your entire existence consists of sitting in a cave for literally thousands of years, there's not going to be a lot of memory buildup of, like, I went out and did things. It's just going to be the same cave for thousands of years doing pretty much nothing, versus living as a person, going out to places, meeting people, doing things, forging bonds, etc. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Fair enough. So yeah, that was a bit weird. And Odeon is basically this like vengeful tyrant, great one in this story, and I'm kind of just it's like whatever. So like I said, it's all right. It's nothing special. I give it maybe like a 7 out of 10 at best, maybe like a 6 out of 10. The Femme Cthulhu, yes. Anyway, so Make Me Feel Alive by Jemimina Moon. So the author, of course, starts their romance angst story by making the summary a dialogue quote. Don't ask me to care. Just make me feel something. Anything. Make me feel alive. That's cringe, first off.
That's not a great sign, author.
Yeah. 7th year is supposed to be exciting, a time to look forward to the future. But between grief, worry, and war, OC McOC doesn't have the time and energy for emotions.
I mean, emotional exhaustion is a thing.
I'm sorry, my face looks like this right now. I'm just really tired. What's that line from?
That abomination.
Yeah. She definitely isn't looking to fall in love, especially not with Cyrus Black.
What? Bad touch.
Yes.
Bad touch.
So basically, this is a wish fulfillment romance story in which the 14-year-old author proceeds to write out their personal romantic fantasies of dating Cyrus as a teenager. Oh, yes, Jin. She does act very inhuman, still, in that story. Even when she turns into Lily and sort of acts like Lily, she's very much, I'm gonna go take enthusiastic walks and turn people inside out. Sort of, you know. Mary McKinnon, tell me you're an OC without telling me you're an OC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy, another one from this story, from this author. Mostly they were happy. Oh boy. By Jemimina Moon. Quote, I'm always flying now, all of the time, every minute of every day because I've got you, end quote. A collection of moments zigzagging through time in which Lily Evans and James Potter loved each other. Because they died, they lived, and oh how they loved. Jesus Christ.
I like the summaries written in a way to just assume they never loved each other in canon.
Yeah, right.
Well, of course they didn't. They were obviously in a terribly unhappy marriage and sought to kill each other. In the service of the Dark Lord Voldemort.
What the hell is fanfic talk? Oh no.
I don't want to look at that. No.
That sounds like a podcast, but at the same time, that
No,
sounds like
it's a form.
Yeah.
A forum?
Yeah.
Oh boy. No telling what's in there though.
Nothing good.
Jemimina Moon, apparently.
Pain and suffering, apparently.
Yeah. Good God.
I'm much nearer to 30 than 20 years old. I'm a school teacher and I run creative writing holiday camps and write fan fiction.
That could be a problem.
Oh no. Yeah.
This is just God, this is just. Oh. Okay, fine. All right, author, let's see what you're teaching the children. Meredith McKinnon was drunk.
Strong
Starting off
start for a
strong.
teacher.
Interesting.
Strong start for a teacher, yeah. Especially writing a rated M fanfic on a child-friendly website that's about sexual angst. Really speaks to me, you know? It really speaks to me about how the author should be lined up against the wall. I mean, so, okay, I'll give the credit where it's due. The author actually knows what they're talking about when it comes to the spag. The spag looks actually pretty fucking good. Possibly some of the best spag. I mean, you know, they're missing commas here and there. But, you know, from what we normally encounter.
I mean, yeah, but that doesn't say much.
Yeah, that's fair. So you guys ready for the next fangirl?
Hell yeah.
Not particularly, no.
Instruments of Time by Kate Landong. Completed time travel story. A time-traveling necklace from his father's study sends Draco's mind flying back into his 13-year-old body. Already the cause of pain in the original timeline, he refuses to let Buckbeak die?
Author?
Who is this and why is them dying important?
Buckbeak is a griffin.
But yeah, Buckbeak's a
Yeah.
griffin
Oh.
that Draco
Okay.
was involved with the death of.
Although,
Even
based on the
die?
way the author's writing this, it sounds like he wants them to
well,
be involved with Buckbeak.
I think it did in the final battle. He
did it?
might have died. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it did. I don't remember.
Either way,
Who cares?
despite this seemingly simple task, I mean, extremely simple task, you literally just don't have to run to your father about wanting to kill a griffin.
All you have to do is not murder a man or an animal.
No, not even that. It's like, what set Buckbeak off to be separated from the herd, eventually joining Cyrus, and then eventually getting caught up in all the battles that happened, is Draco running off to his father because he decided to mouth off to an intelligent creature that has claws. Which the said intelligent creature didn't take appreciation to and tried to kill him, and then so he ran to his father and said, Dad, kill this intelligent creature for me, and he said, I'm on it, son, and he hired a guy to go kill the creature, which forced Buckbeak to run away.
Yep.
So yeah, the task is actually incredibly simple. He just has to not taunt someone into trying to kill him.
Draco,
Just
all
to
you
put-
have to do is
be a
not
brat.
be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Can you manage that?
He finds himself
bother.
embroiled in Professor Lupin's past while struggling to keep secrets about the future. Draco times Hermione. So you're telling me that a 18-plus year old, so you know this is obviously going to be post-war. So an 18-plus Draco gets sent back in time and falls in love with a 13-year-old Hermione.
Yeah. Mentally, but yeah.
There's a big difference between the mentality of a 13-year-old and the mentality of an 18-year-old.
I know. Yeah. I know. It's fucking goddamn it, Jen.
God damn it, Jen. Standing Firm by Loads of Randomness. Falling, Book 3. Tonks has left Hogwarts ready to take on the world. And more importantly... What's more importantly? The Aurora Academy. Between growing up, softening an old Aurora's heart, and quite frankly, kicking everyone's butt, Tonks starts to find her place in the world a humor friendship story of about 1,000-word chapters. With only 7 favorites. With only 7 favorites. Holy shit, my dude. Oh, that's not
Pretty bad.
good. The Harry Potter section, that's really not good.
Yeah.
And it looks like the same 2 people are just leaving all of their reviews.
Well, of course.
What the what? What the fuck is what the fuck?
I see no issues here.
That's some cryptic bullshit right
Yeah,
there.
that's some fucking glowy bullshit right there.
It's a fucking Davinci Code.
Some
I mean, no.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no problems here, Sneaky.
yeah.
No. No, not a single problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck could he even be referring to? Hang on. I'm going in, boys.
So really nothing's going on here, okay. Bitten by Lulu Black 90. 3 marauders meet in the woods for Ramus's transformation, but an accident happens. This is a Wolfstar fanfic? What the fuck is a Wolfstar fanfic?
Oh
I
no.
have no idea, but
Ramus
the way
theory
it
is-
goes,
Oh no!
The way they say it makes me
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
No.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
all right,
Sneaky, is it what I think it is? It what I'm afraid of?
Someone
It's
clue
gay
me in.
sex.
oh,
Wolfstar is a shipping name for Lupin and Sirius Black.
ah,
Yeah.
So
okay, now
terrible
it makes
things.
sense.
Yep. Yeah, and
stories.
it's yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gay juice. 50
Oh,
ways
the
to
gay
flirt
juice.
with a werewolf.
The actual. Fuck.
This is just terrible. I hate it.
On a more humorous note, the way you read the title, I thought the title was Bitten by Lulu Black. I'm like, what the? Who is Lulu Black?
Yeah. True. Is that like their
Well,
own
you know what,
something?
Max? You're half right. Who the fuck is Lulu Black? 6 million galleon man. Harry.
Oh boy.
This story is either going to be TOS breaking in one direction or TOS breaking in the other direction.
Yeah, hang on.
When
let's just scan
Harry
the
is
first chapter.
brutally attacked to the point where he can't even be saved by normal practices, a secret subgroup of unspeakables are forced into action. They rebuild Harry and turn him into a perfect weapon to take down his minions through violence and seduction.
This had better be a parody
Oh,
of the
fuck.
show I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Mac, with a
Bible
title like
is-
that, it has to be.
Harry massive harem porn.
I thought they
Yeah.
were about to say that his name was Harry Massive Harem Potter.
Yeah, nope, just porn.
Alright,
It's just
so
straight up just porn. It's
First
just,
chapter is not
20K words of
TOS,
porn.
surprisingly enough. But I mean, he does get injected with a giant testosterone.
Ah,
So
yes,
that's,
of course.
Interesting.
I don't remember that being part of the original show.
True.
Pacing, a hurt comfort romance story.
Beth.
Yeah. Another
Okay.
hurt comfort romance story. Love Like Blood, a Antomine Daily Drabble vampire fic
No.
by Freya
No.
Ishtar.
They fucking didn't. Oh my god. Of course, they fucking pair up probably one of the most extreme of the Death Eaters with fucking Hermione.
Oh,
Because we gotta get the super terrorists in here.
oh, who the fuck is Antonin D? Antonin D's nuts.
Antonin Dolohov.
Oh, the super terrorist.
Yeah.
Why are we
hang on.
throwing out a word like super terrorist?
He is more in the frame of flay your children alive and bathe the parents in their blood.
Yeah, he was one of the most extreme Death Eaters.
Okay, so he's basically just what Ruby turned Adam into. Got it.
Yeah, except
Yeah.
more
More
based, I guess.
capable, yeah, more effective.
More effective and probably more racist too.
Didn't die to a lesbian couple.
Yeah, died to midget though, but I mean that's still better.
I mean, that midget was like the dueling champion of the world at one point, so.
Yeah, true. Jin makes a good point. The one time he almost cut Hermione in half really was filled with sexual tension.
Oh yeah, all that sexual tension when you split a woman in half with your wand.
Almost. Yeah, true. But verdammt.
Antonin thinks he's escaped punishment for his crimes. I mean, in modern Britain, I can believe it. But then stepping onto his home soil curses him with a fate out of an old world tale. For years, he hides from the world from his thirst until a presence from his past lures him out. Well, you know, at least the author isn't going with pedophilia.
Yeah.
It's a low bar, but we have hit it, Cotton.
Yes, we have indeed hit the low bar.
Yeah.
All Hermione wants is to locate a lost ancient text, becoming Dolohov's literal meal ticket as she helps him find a cure wasn't on the agenda. And of course, after the man sucks Hermione off only so many times, she starts to realize that she secretly loves him despite all of the war crimes and the regular beatings he gives her, because it's okay, because she's protecting the world from him.
Hey, listen, if Gundam's taught me anything, it's that you can commit war crimes and totally still be the hero.
No. Look, it's pretty simple, right? This is Britain. And, Dolho was just following the word of the prophet Voldemort.
Yeah, he was just following orders.
Yeah. Following the holy texts of Voldemort.
And in potions, random drabbles about Severus and Hermione.
Nah.
That. What?
Oh my god, the fucking chapter count killed me now.
Yeah, the chapter count, it's literally 800 word chapters. Actually, 600.
200 of them.
Yeah, 600 word chapters. 600 word chapters.
At this point, I would rather just go read Dark Wolf Shiro.
Yeah.
Good
Honestly, the Harry Potter section is really filled with a lot of women that just really need to turn their horny down.
Yeah, I mean, it's
also,
not just the horny down. It's horny for the fucking terrorists. Which is...
Well, of course they're horny for the terrorists.
True. Still.
Come on, look. If Ted Bundy can have a sexual cult following.
Yeah,
also
I'm just saying, like, women being horny is one thing, women being horny for serial killers and literal terrorists is worse.
Yeah.
Than them just being horny.
I mean, there's not a far distance separating the two.
Yeah, sure, but there's still a distinction.
What the heart wants. Cyrus has been in love with his best friend's sister since the moment he met. A slow burn Cyrus times me story. The whiplash of these horny stories to the Wesley story down the page. Oh boy, I'm sure.
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh yeah, Spit
Oh,
King.
yeah.
Yeah, Molly visits Fred's grave to wish him a happy birthday with cake. Wow, that's
Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The fucking turn of events.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's a little bit of
Sometimes you get
whiplash.
pages like that.
Yeah.
What a-
Mother
what a-
Dearest. This is a story where Percy is more like his mother to his younger siblings than their actual mother.
Oh.
Okay. This is set pre-Hogwarts, so everyone's home. The twins and Percy go to school, but Ginny and Ron do not in this time period. A hurt comfort story. Whopping 700 words. Interesting. The tale...
I would say let's look at the reviews, but there are none to look at.
Yeah, there are none. One
which
follow.
Is, good.
One follow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's only an hour old, but still.
Yeah. A Tale of Melody. Entering Hogwarts was like a dream, but as all things in life, reality sets in, and Melody realizes that not all things are as nice as they appear. Warned by Cedric, the girl lives to thrive and will do all she can to survive biases, abuse, and monsters in the so-called magical school. No, you can say a lot of things about Hogwarts, but it's definitely a school and it's definitely magic.
You know what? Like him or hate him, you gotta admit, he do be spitting straight facts.
Yeah. World of Magic Beware, Melody plans to thrive. Well, a lot of people plan to thrive. In fact, pretty much every person plans to thrive.
Yeah.
And that you don't see a lot of upheaval going on.
I mean,
here.
there are some people that plan to fail, but generally they're very rich and have very nice insurance policies.
True.
Also true.
Or they're doing it out of spite.
Can confirm, also true.
Yeah,
That one too.
Don't piss off your
Targeted.
IT person, people.
Yeah.
Doesn't end well.
Yeah. The Phantom of... Oh, by the way, it's an OC if you didn't realize it yet. The Phantom of Hogwarts. In the summer, when two oddly dressed strangers turned up on his doorstep, Barnaby West had no idea what lay ahead for him. Because, as it turns out, he was a wizard. Now, with a place at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, the Muggle-born student must navigate the wizarding world and learn magic while dealing with the threat from the Phantom of Hogwarts. Interesting, but cringe. You are trying to replace the story of Harry Potter with your own original story, which would work if it took place in anywhere besides Hogwarts during the time period that Harry is there.
Also, if your story weren't a ripoff of the Phantom of the Opera.
Possibly that too. I will say another thing here is I always found the whole Muggle-born thing to be a little bit I don't know, random. A little bit too random for me. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, these two people who don't have magic had sex, and they have a kid that can do magic, and it's like, alright, so why aren't there more of them? I mean, like, are they all getting aborted or something? Is that Planned Parenthood's secret mission?
Yeah.
Keep
It's
the
actually
number of
Wizarding
wizards
World
at a
planned.
manageable level.
Yep.
Wasn't that like a major change at the start of Harry Potter? Like, there's more Muggleborns for some
Yeah,
reason?
yeah.
Like, both Hermione's parents were just normal people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they never really explained it, which kind of just makes me go like, I mean, that's a whole lot of husbands that's a really terrible way for a whole lot of husbands to find out that it isn't theirs.
True.
I mean, you can always just kind of hand wave away of like, oh yeah, their grandparents were magical or some shit, but it's like, at that sort of level of genetic dilution, wouldn't like literally everyone be able to birth magical children?
Theoretically, yeah. I guess it's just like a super, super recessive gene. That doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
The closest thing, though.
I mean, it being recessive could make sense. Like,
Yeah.
it would explain why magical parents generally produce magical children.
Yep. They both have the magical gene. Except there's no canon magical gene. So, who knows?
Yeah, was Lily Potter Muggle-born? Or did it just skip her
Yep.
sister?
No, she was Muggle-born.
Oh.
Oh, fucking Christ, Phoenix. What the hell did you find? Yeah, I can't post that here.
Fuck.
Yeah. Romance drama. Tropiest of trope fics. Lots of drabbles. Hermione or Bellatrix? This is AU story.
At least it came with a warning.
That's it. That's
Oh,
all there
that's
is.
the summary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah. Through a glass
yeah.
darkly by Luna
Wait, yo, hang on.
Rapunzel.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking the opening of that Hermione or Bellatrix story.
Oh god.
It
Okay,
is-
fine.
Is the opening saucy or something?
I mean, you can't really read too much down the page, but it's just like the premise. It is hilarious.
Oh Jesus Christ. Holy shit, man. I was not ready for that meme shit post. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah. True.
I usually hate anime live actions, but the Rising of Shield Hero one is really killing it. Johnny Depp is doing a great job as Naofumi, but the real star actor here is Amber Heard playing Malty. It's like she was born for the role.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
That's funny.
I mean, okay, let me
It's kinda
rephrase that.
funny.
It's funny. You're a bad person. Whoever made that.
Oh, you should have seen the one I sent Sneaky last week.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What is this opening? This is a Hermione times Lord Voldemort story. Hermione Granger is now 18 and is a legal adult. She sneaks up behind Bellatrix and casts a curse on Bellatrix. Bellatrix fall down dead.
I want to say, if your story starts with blank is now legal, you need to rethink
Blank is
every
now
part
legal.
of your existence.
She almost get
What?
angry when Lord Voldemort touched her boob. Moans Hermione, pretending to enjoy it. You have erotic breasts, says Lord Voldemort. I know, says Hermione.
These are some very uncomfortable screen caps that Arn is just throwing out.
4 hours
Oh, it just
later,
gets worse.
Hermione stand before a weak muggle-born wizard who is tied to a tree. Give the
This
gay
is-
loser what he deserves, said Voldemort.
It is actually fucking amazing.
Fucking shit, says
honestly,
Hermione.
no way.
This,
Acting
this whole thing
all
is
slutty, sadistic, and evil, just like the real Bellatrix. Lord Voldemort get tiny bit suspicious over the fact that Bellatrix didn't cast Cruciatus Curse at once and held back for nearly a minute. Bloody sexy, says Hermione, and then laugh like evil crazy maniac of Lady as she continued to torture prisoner. This is exactly what Bellatrix would actually do, making Lord Voldemort's tiny amount of suspicion go away. Fucking hell. Hermione pull
the
out her
author
flask.
isn't technically wrong, but
Hermione pull out her flask and takes a sip so she can keep Bellatrix form. What's that? Says a very suspicious Lucius when he sees Hermione drink. Just an aphrodisiac potion. Our Lord needs me to be erotic, says Hermione. Lord Voldemort nod in agreement. Is this the truth,
Okay.
Miss Lestrange? Says Lucius. Fuck yes, Lucius, says Hermione, and spin around, wand in hand and a confident look on her face. Lucius, relax, seeing Bellatrix being Bellatrix. If you ever question my loyalty again, your dick will not function for sex, says Hermione in very badass tone.
Oh, there's just more coming. Oh boy.
Jesus fucking Christ, this story. Holy shit. This is supposed to be a drama fantasy.
It's a drama, all right.
Definitely got the fantasy part going for it too.
What can I say except for pulls out Glock, delete this.
No.
You think we could? Do you think Dwayne the Rock his own cameo? Can we get him to revamp that?
That would be funny.
Max, I can tell you there is a website specifically for that.
What?
Where you? It's a website where you go and you can pay like actors, voice actors,
Oh,
etc.
yeah, Cameo, yeah.
Yeah, Cameo.
Max said that.
I just said that.
Yeah, Max.
I know my mic quality is not the greatest right now, but come on.
Yeah, Max
No,
said
I'm sorry. I thought you said you wanted to get a place for that. Sorry.
No, he said, do you think we can pay The Rock on Cameo to say this?
I genuinely didn't hear Cameo. The answer is, God, I hope so.
Miss Lestrange, we must talk, says Lucius. About what, Lucius, says Hermione, trying to be as tough and as sexual as Bellatrix would be. Something I do not wish to discuss in front of everyone, says Lucius. Hermione followed Lucius to private room. I know you are not what you claim to be. What your actual identity is, I am not aware, but you are not Bellatrix Lestrange, that is certain, says Lucius.
boy.
Wrong. I am Bellatrix, says Hermione. You are not. I can tell by your demeanor. I am surprised. The Dark Lord isn't noticed, says Lucius. Do not question me, Lucius. I am the real Bellatrix, says Hermione. No, you are not. I detect a tremble in your voice, a tremble of fear or insecurity. Bellatrix wouldn't have that. Reveal who you are, woman, Lucius says as he points a wand at Hermione. Fucking stop, says Hermione as she draws a wand in response to being held at one point by Lucius. Holy shit.
Pretty sloppy, Lucius, letting them...
Yeah, no, it's straight out of like GTA. You're being held at gunpoint and your character's just like, oh yeah? Pulls out their own gun. Yeah, now we both got guns out. It's like, why did you let him pull out the gun?
Yeah.
Why didn't you shoot him? He's pulling a weapon. Listen, I know there's been complaints about the amount of people we kill here in the police department, but that man has a Glock.
My apology, Bella, says Lucius, now thinking that Hermione is Bellatrix because Hermione acted like Bellatrix. You are forgiven for now, Lucius. I am simply upset because I need a hard fuck, that's all, says Hermione. This is understandable.
Oh, that's where we're going with this.
Says Lucius.
Okay.
Lucius and Hermione go back outside. Woman, come here now. Your sexual services are required, says Lord Voldemort.
Oh, God.
Did you find it? Says
Julia.
Rudolphus Lestrange. Suddenly, Hermione remembered that she had no idea what Bellatrix was supposed to be doing before Hermione killed her. What was I supposed to be doing? Says Hermione, pretending to be a drunk Bellatrix. Find the
20 out of
potion
20
so we can
right
murder
there.
Potter, says Lord Voldemort. Of course. No, I forgot, my lord, says Hermione. She's lucky. Her acting skills are very high. Both Lord Voldemort and Rudolphus believe she's Bellatrix. No one has any idea she is Hermione.
The fucking plot, dude.
Some
It's
of you
amazing.
might wonder why Hermione pretends to be Bellatrix. Is she evil and want to take Bellatrix's place? No. Hermione is on mission for Order of Phoenix to work undercover as Bellatrix in order to take down Death Eaters from inside out. My lord, you are highly erotic.
This has to be a machine translation.
Unfortunately, this is not a machine translation. This is a 7th grader in middle school or a 9th grader.
Oh no!
Says
Discovering
Hermione,
Friday.
acting slutty and confident. Calm down, Miss Lestrange, says Lord Voldemort.
Sneaky. When you're done reading the
Yeah.
clips, look at his profile page.
Yeah, I will. Hermione feels slight fear when Lord Voldemort grab her ass a bit. Also, I cannot get it out of my head of Seth saying, "My lord, you are highly erotic now." Like, I just read that line and it appeared in my head in fucking Seth's tone of voice. I'm just like,
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ, that would be something he would say.
Yeah. True.
Holy shit, author. She prefer good book over good fuck. Moan Hermione, faking sexual joy. Lord Voldemort fall for Hermione faking. He thinks she's 100% horny. He think she is real Bellatrix. So sexy, moans Hermione. Yes, rape me, master. So
almost-
sexy, moans
Okay.
Hermione.
Oh.
I mean, listen,
Yeah,
I'll agree with the
that's-
author. I
that's
buy Voldemort being that easy to fool.
That's what a rape victim sounds like. Yeah. Yes, rape
Yeah.
me, please. Fuck it.
Yeah. God.
Luckily for Hermione, her acting is good enough to fool Lord Voldemort. He has no idea the person he fuck is Hermione Granger. He think she is real Bellatrix. Shit, Miss Lestrange, you are damn hot fuck, moans Lord Voldemort.
Listen, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck and sounds like a duck, maybe it's just become a duck.
Rudolphus unbutton his pants and jerk off to seeing Lord Voldemort fuck his wife.
I can't tell if this is TOS breaking or not at this point. I really can't.
Yeah.
Listen, Max, this better not be a
You know-
7-year-old, because this 7-year-old knows way too much.
Yeah,
this
Yes,
seventh grader's alright.
amazing
Not a
sex,
seventh grader.
moans Hermione, faking an orgasm. She is lucky. Lord Voldemort doesn't realize she is faking an orgasm. Thank you, says Hermione, trying to sound happy even if she's not. You're welcome, woman, says Lord Voldemort.
Okay.
Okay, I can't read that one. I can't read
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, no! No, you cannot!
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh god. What an amazing story. Right, look at this guy's profile page.
Holy shit.
God.
How bad is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, this guy is not
How-
a 7th
how bad-
grader. Author has written
Oh.
1,949 stories.
This author joined in
Oh.
2011, which means that
Okay.
at minimum they are 10 years older than they were when they joined.
And they've also been writing
11 actually, Sneaky.
stories.
They've written about 500 50 stories a year?
No. They've written 200 stories a year.
Yeah,
almost.
200 stories a year. There we go.
180, something
Oh,
like that.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
I am Lord Jeremy Silver, a swordsman, guitar player, and honorable gentleman. My
Yeah,
power comes from deep within my soul. Blessings to Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
A relationship status. I have a wife named Holly.
How?
I
I doubt that.
press X to doubt.
Ah, yes, the line 2 below.
Yeah.
The swords I am trained in the usage of. The Scottish Highland Claymore, the French Rapier, and the Samurai Katana.
Only one of those is a real weapon.
The Highland Claymore?
Man, I probably would have argued for the rapier, because that was just straight shit outlawed in Japan, because it was too effective.
Based.
Yeah, true. Delete this gun. Yeah.
I mean,
Ah,
yes.
yes, I recall that episode.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
ladies and gentlemen, we have lost the Max Force.
That is a
Yeah.
lot
No,
of
I'm
guitars.
still here.
Oh
Just a
no,
robot.
my computer is eating shit right now,
Oh god.
and I don't know why. Probably it's trying to load all these fucking stories as I'm scrolling.
Oh god. Yeah.
How bad is
Oh, no. Oh, this guy.
How bad is this scroll
Score is gone.
We're looking at his
Oh.
YouTube
Oh
page.
yeah, the scroll
Oh.
bar's non-existent.
Oh, hey, Sneaky.
What do you mean looking at his YouTube page?
He has a
Location.
YouTube page.
He's Swedish. This explains everything. Actually.
That is not Swedish.
Oh,
No. He is Swedish. Literally says so.
What do you mean he literally says so?
About location Sweden.
That's not Swedish.
Also, some of his titles are also in Swedish. Yes, I know this. I can read Swedish, unfortunately.
Okay, I
When did you
have
acquire the
I
cursed
have to
knowledge?
leave this tab. Yeah, that tab.
Yeah.
That fucking page had so many stories on it. I was literally crashing my Chrome.
I mean, you're using Chrome. That's your first issue. Also, his personality. I'm a noble, friendly, manly man.
Yeah, after looking at his YouTube page, yeah, I wouldn't really call that manly.
Yeah. I'm going to post this on the SDM fanfiction channel with the caption "Most manly man in Sweden."
Yeah.
To be fair, he doesn't have much competition.
Polyjuice doesn't work if the person's dead. It's why Moody was kept alive. Yes.
Yeah.
However, do you think a mere ascended god like this individual here cares about us mortal rules?
Clearly not. After all, they have such a fine grasp of human emotion and sexual drive.
Yes.
Indeed.
Truly incomparable.
Holy shit. Through a Glass Darkly by Luna Rapunzel. Nothing is fair in love and war anymore. The 6th and 7th years and beyond of the Marauders. Very slow burn of Remus Lupin times Sirius Black. Gets dark. 200 chapters, 600k words. Ongoing.
Gone, foul demon.
Ongoing since 2009. 750 favorites. Can you imagine writing a 600k word story over the course of 13 years? You only have 700 favorites. That's
Wow. Pretty bad.
That's not good. Yeah. That might maybe a little bit revealing in it's one of those people. The I review every chapter person.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Thy knowledge is cursed.
All right, let's leave this section. I think we've spent enough time here. We need something uplifting. We need something like Ruby.
Sneaky.
How's
Being
that
a
uplifting?
contrarian ass.
Why? It's uplifting.
You know damn well what you're doing. That's like saying to a dying man. That's like saying to a thirsty man, "Here, I'll give you some Coke." Technically, it's better, but you're just making it worse.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so let's get into. Oh no! The machine hive mind of Remnant. Oh no.
Great violence.
I can drink to that.
I want something uplifting.
Yes.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
at a young age when I first understood the weakness of flesh.
Oh no, Sneaky, he's in Iron Hands.
Oh no.
Servitor, the machine hive mind in Remnant. The last king of Vale ended the Great War. Suddenly, a vision is shown by the relic of choice of two distant futures. One ended by the Grim, and one protected by a guardian of steel. As the vision ended, the king made his choice. He would create legions of steel by the command of his bloodline against the Grim, Metallica Invictus. Yeah. 3 favorites.
This is a thing.
Very badass fight here. I'm glad my advice about dialogues was heard.
Ah, yes. Dialogues is.
Separate the dialogue between different characters.
Pretty badass. Can't wait to see your version of Blake and Weiss interacting. Throwaway account. Please separate the dialogue between two different characters so if different characters speak, it would be on new line. Pretty badass job. I give same advice. Quite interesting. I just advise to always go ahead when someone is talking. The fuck does that mean? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't want to know either, to be honest with you.
Oh, sweet God. Hey, so who's up for a wall of text?
Oh,
Bro, that's not a wall, that's the fucking Great Wall of China.
Mr. Gorbachev, bring down this wall.
These lines from Lightning Thief hit differently in hindsight. You mean the Greek gods are here, like in America? Well, certainly. The gods moved to the heart of the West. The what? Come on now, Percy. What you call Western civilization? Do you think that's an abstract concept? No, it's a living force. A collective consciousness that has burned bright for thousands of years. The gods are a part of it. You might even say they are the source of it, or at least they are tied tightly to it. They couldn't possibly fade, not unless all of Western civilization is obliterated. The fire started in Greece, then as you well know, or as I hope you know, since you passed my course, the heart of the fire moved to Rome, and so did the gods. Under different names, of course. And then they died. Died? No. Did the West die? The gods simply moved to Germany, to France, to Spain for a while. Wherever the flame was the brightest, the gods were there. They spent several centuries in England. All you need to do is look at the architecture. People do not forget the gods. Even every place they've ruled for the last 3,000 years, you can see them in the people, the statues, on the important buildings. And yes, Percy, of course, they are now in the United States. Look at your symbols, the eagle of Zeus. Look at the amount of grown men touching little boys.
True.
You know, somehow I don't think that last one was there.
No, that was all there.
Yeah,
Probably.
literally there.
I defy you to find any American city where the Olympians are not prominently displayed in multiple places. Like it, I mean, that's fair, yeah, that's actually true. Like it or not, and believe me, plenty of people weren't very fond of Rome either. America is now the heart of the flame, and it's the great power of the West, and so Olympus is here, and so are we. Yeah, those lines do hit different now that we're in the modern era and Rick Riordan has turned his back on the West. It's funny that the guy who wrote it would end up as he does. So anyway, yeah, we got a fucking brick wall of just words, and this. I mean, yeah, it looks like he went back and edited his story now, so it's no longer a giant just brick. But
I guess.
let's keep going.
this is-
I think I found a meme
Yeah.
story, guys.
No, that one is unfortunately serious.
Really? It's got even 1337 words.
Yeah, no, it just
No,
got
okay,
saved,
hang on.
actually.
One
It's
does
got
not
another chapter now.
accidentally come by 1337 words.
Especially not when the story is
yeah.
called A Noob Gamer in a Cursed World. Like, come on.
Look. Alright, maybe he's beaming a bit, but the story itself is completely serious.
Guy with
This
no
guy's
knowledge
autistic,
about common tropes gets transported to world of broken dreams with system in his head that tells him to kill people. Watch as he goes on downward spiral of blood and death until the man from the beginning is an unrecognizable engine of war with only two wishes. Get money, get cigarettes, a lit RPG fanfiction. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Secrets.
It's
Magic
bad.
is real, and John Ark was admitted to Beacon under special circumstances. Untrained and unmotivated, John struggles to even be considered a mediocre student. He has a secret, and the more observant his friends notice his strange behaviors. With his secret now exposed, will they accept him, or will John continue to suffer alone? John is secretly a girl and fucks Coco.
What?
Hmm.
What does that last one have to do with anything you previously had, author?
So,
I'm not saying I'm not down for it. I'm saying how is this in any way how are you squaring that circle there, author?
also, I can't help but like not take the joke offered to me. John Ark, female, possibly trans because they're hiding the fact that they're female. Maybe.
I
Question
mean, no.
yeah, according to the modern left, yeah.
Is admitted to Beacon under special circumstances, and I can't help but make the joke of affirmative action.
Yeah. Gotta get that quota filled up, you know?
Ruby alternate scythes and swords. Ruby Rose and John Arc became friends thanks to a shared interest, weapons. Neither had the most outlandish one at Beacon. Coco, Adele, and her handbag minigun had that honor, but both had something unique. Ruby had Crescent Rose, half scythe, half sniper rifle, and God, do I hate it.
You've made that very well known.
It's so fucking baffling, Max. The weight distribution on it makes no sense, and she's never even used it as a sniper rifle.
Wait, didn't she in the trailer though?
No.
Or-
No,
am
in
I
the
remembering?
trailer she used it for point blank fighting as well. The only time we've seen it we've seen it maybe twice. I think we saw it for the volume 4 or 5 trailer when they first got their costume changes, and we see her plinking at the bullhead in episode 1 as it flies off into the distance.
Yeah, but she
It's the only
fucking
time.
missed. It was a VTOL helicopter taking off, and she fucking somehow missed.
No one ever said Matt
No.
or Sneaky. Just because she has a sniper rifle doesn't
No,
mean she's
she-
actually a good shot.
No, she didn't miss. Cinder was blocking it with something. I don't know. That was when Monty was still allowed to use Rule of Cool for fights.
I'm pretty sure she
So-
just turned them into fire. She just burned them up.
Probably.
That's not how bullets work, though.
I'm not saying it's how bullets work. I'm saying that's what the Ruby universe did, Sneaky.
Yeah, but even then, it wasn't being used as a sniper rifle. It was still medium range engagement. Like, you don't use a sniper rifle for medium range engagement. You use a sniper rifle for long range engagement.
I mean, if it's used as an anti-material rifle, it makes sense.
She almost got to use it in volume 2, I think, when we first see the Goliaths.
Yeah, that was
And-
literally the only time we've ever seen her actually scouting out the Grim.
Well, not even that. She was about to take a shot, and Oobleck was like, "Hey, let's not piss off the super old, intelligent Grim if we don't need to."
What the fuck is... Oh...
You see that thing, Ruby? Don't
Oh...
shoot it.
Ah, I see. He wrote a poem.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, calling it a poem is a bit generous. But yeah, he wrote fucking something.
It's a one shot where where an OC gets turned into a Grim and then gets raised as a human
Yeah.
and then gets sent into Vale where she meets her best friend Ruby Rose.
The direct quote is a girl being griminaced. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean.
But anyway, point being is that she never uses it as a sniper rifle. And you don't use an anti-material rifle as a medium engagement range rifle. Now, you would use it
No,
against
you do.
vehicles,
You do.
100%.
Anti-light vehicle at any range.
Oh, well, yeah, yes, that's the point of it, but an anti-material
Yeah.
rifle in Iraq was mostly deployed as an anti-sniper rifle.
Yeah, well, sure. But a Barrett 50 cal, for example, it's both a sniper rifle and an anti-material rifle. It does both jobs.
Well, yes. But
it just depends on the target.
yes, but that's like saying, oh, well, a pistol can technically shoot long range, so you can use pistols for long range engagements.
No.
Yes.
It's literally a multi-role rifle, Sneaky. It's designed to shoot both human targets and vehicles. Right? A pistol isn't designed for long range shooting.
Yes.
It's that simple.
But my point is that the purpose of the rifle is to hit something very far away. It's also capable
usually.
of hitting something that is highly armored more than a normal person is. that doesn't
Yeah.
mean that its purpose isn't for hitting things that are far away.
Yeah, that's literally what I said. It has two purposes. It's designed for both.
And I'm
For
saying,
once, I gotta say, Arn did in fact say that.
and I'm
Yeah,
saying that she
I did
never
say that.
used it as a sniper rifle.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's fair enough.
Just because she used the anti-material rifle in its anti-material rifle purpose doesn't mean she used it for its sniping purposes. You can cut down
Yeah,
the barrel
that's
on an
true.
anti-material rifle and still shoot
Yeah.
it at close and medium ranges with way
Or you
less
do it
weight.
without killing them. Yeah, true.
So we've
Semantics.
never seen her use her sniper rifle as a sniper
As a sni-
rifle.
True. I wouldn't dispute that.
No, I just mentioned
Never
pretty
did.
sure they did it in one of the trailers for Volume 4 or 5, whichever one was the first costume change.
Oh, that was probably 4. But okay,
Yeah.
a trailer, so not even an actual episode.
No, but the trailers are treated as canon.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, obviously.
So,
But
no, she's never fully utilized it in moments where she actually reasonably should have.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean,
I'm
that's
pretty
not
sure
by
she.
a Ruby character doing something smart,
also
which is
for
basically
someone who
impossible.
seems so dead set on using a scythe, which is a hyper close range, extremely specialized reach weapon, that is specifically would be against non-armored targets because scythes aren't good at armor piercing. Well,
Yeah.
farming scythes aren't good at armor piercing. It should be said. So she's setting herself up to be a CQC counter against unarmored targets. So her alt fire is a sniper rifle?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Crow's is the better weapon.
It is the better weapon. It's like, okay, yeah, fine. It's this weird fucking short-hafted scythe thing that, like's got a folded blade.
He mostly fights with the sword. Also, the gun is just a hand cannon.
Well, yeah, not only is it a hand cannon, it's part of the spine. It's an unmoving, this is another key part, it's an unmoving part of the spine, which is actually reliable for a firearm. Like, no part of the weapon is actually being relied on, no part of the gun part of the weapon is being relied on to operate the melee part of the weapon.
Yes, Jin Gurman had the superior scythe, but Gurman sadly is not in Ruby.
That was a good story while it lasted, though.
Yes, it
Also,
was.
Gurman's not real. You know, Ruby is obviously real, so that otherwise,
Yeah, as
Miles
opposed to
would-
Ruby,
would
which
be
is
that
clearly
bad.
real.
Yeah, my favorite documentary is Ruby.
Quasi unarmored, the Grim do have armor and bone blades. Yes, that's kind of my point, though. Is you're not gonna have the opportunity. No, so my issue with Ruby's weapon is more of the fact that it's a long-barreled weapon meant to be used in close combat. That is not good. As someone who has used firearms, I can tell you right now, if I had the option of a short barrel or a long barrel rifle in extreme close quarters, I would take the short barrel in a heartbeat, because that's what the short barrel is for.
Yeah, but Sneaky, you see, that's a honeypot though, because the ATF is on your ass. The
You
barrel
see,
was too
but
short.
I have a lever action which actually disqualifies it from the barrel length.
Oh, yeah, so it isn't an SPR. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
The Feds are still gonna take you in though for something red flag laws, something.
No. See, I am too
mentally
good.
unfit.
No. See, I'm too good of a potential future shooter, so they'll leave me alone.
Yeah, true. They gotta groom you for that.
Yeah. Crow seems like the type of dude who can go through Bloodborne and not get totally fucked up. Most people in Ruby wouldn't be that way. Absolutely, Crow would be the one person from Ruby who'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, listen, he would be the kind of guy who sees, like, oh yeah, the people are turning into monsters. Alright. Time to solve this
Cock's
problem.
gun, Cock's second gun, Cock's sword,
Time to nip this
Crack's
problem in
neck.
the bud.
cracks neck, breaks leg.
Yeah. I think of all the Ruby characters we see, he's the only one that would fit in, like, every regard, from his physical design to his general attitude.
Yeah. You could argue a long-barreled version is for targets out of range of melee. Of course, the speed makes up for the question, but Ruby writing logic, yeah, exactly. And like I said, like Ruby never practiced shooting long-range targets. Like when she was at Signal and fighting against her father and practicing against her sister and practicing against Crow, these are all close-range combat, obviously. And Ruby is also not an assassin. So again, I really don't see the purpose of the farming scythe sniper rifle combo. Again, if they had kept what they did in the Red trailer, where they turned it into a war scythe, which was a significantly different and massive improvement on the scythe style, I would have no problems with it. A war scythe is a completely viable weapon. That's why it's called a war scythe.
I still don't know why we never see that configuration ever again.
Gascon would get
Because,
traumatized by Crow instead of the other way around. Big true.
I think Gascoigne will be very confused when this hunter starts fisticuffing him
Yeah.
and winning.
Crow has the addiction required to deal with mental damage. Big true. Ruby never practiced, fixed it for you. Yeah, also big true. Yeah, Ruby never practiced either. Yeah. But yeah, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt of in the background Prodigy practicing with her family and etc. The best thing I can think of is the sniper rifle was for wasps and nevermores. While true, that's not exactly something, because Ruby is made out to be this weapons nut, not just gun nut, but weapons nut in general, who's able to look at someone's weapon, figure out the modes to the weapon, and figure out like how they would operate with it. That's the Ruby's supposed lore. Even though we'd never see her do that beyond like the first episode, or was it the first episode in Beacon? So what? This is like the third episode or something. If Ruby had tried to get super serious and just stayed in the rule of cool, then the stupidity of weapons could have been far more tolerable. Yeah, also, actually, yes, I will say that as well. If it just stuck at Ruby being rule of cool, everything's rule of cool, everything's just trying to be, you know, if they had just stuck with, I'm going to school in this fantasy sci-fi world and I hunt monsters for an occupation and we go on crazy wacky adventures, yeah, I wouldn't be commenting on her weapon. But they try to make this like super serious commentary about society and racism and all that shit, and it's just kind of just like, okay. Now I'm going to sit here and talk about your weapons.
Can we not?
No.
Fair enough.
In Volume 4, John got his sword upgraded by a random blacksmith instead of by Ruby. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
And also his upgrade was just my sword is now a bigger sword and I used my shield to do it somehow, question mark.
Hmm.
Put the sheath that is also the sword as an extension of the sword.
Yeah.
So my sword just does blunt damage now.
And like there's so much about, again, this all boils down to shit they could have just said at any point in time. Like this would, like, if you're gonna use John as an amazing example of as him being an audience explainer, as him being the character that asks the questions the audience wants to ask but doesn't know how to ask or find the answers for, have John in a combat training session comment about how, his family sword has been sharp for generations and he doesn't need to ever do maintenance on it. But if you guys all created your swords, what did you guys do to make them so sharp all the time? To which then they can go, what do you mean? Don't you run aura through your sword? And we're just like, oh, okay, so aura keeps the weapon in good condition, so they don't have to worry about all those moving parts cracking and breaking and bending as they would when you hit things with it. But they just never did that. And not only that, they actually made it worse, because in the fight between Ruby and the giant mecha, they actually had Ruby have her blades get warped, bent, and broken. And I do believe at one point they also had someone's gun mecha shift jam because of damage the weapon took. And it's like, okay, so you're acknowledging that these weapons are not only unprotected by aura, but that they suffer degradation, and people keep using their mecha shift weapons to bludgeon things?
Seems reliable.
It's a great idea.
That's just,
Most well thought out plot point in Ruby.
yeah, it's just kind of like, what the fucks? What the fuck? Anyway, John has Multitos Armis, a big sword made of smaller swords.
You got the multiple toes.
Elden Ring has
You got
ruined that kind of description for me, by the way.
Oh, the fucking the
The
sword
grafted great sword.
The
So because I'm
the
just like,
sword of swords.
so Jean just duct tape a bunch of swords
Yeah,
to a big stick.
that was clearly just a reference to My Hero Academia.
What?
Huh?
Oh yeah, the fucking lizard.
The lizard.
I'm pretty sure that was meant to be more reference to the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones.
Probably, but at the same time, it's literally just that.
Fucking spinner.
And I remember who you're talking about. The Stain wannabe.
Yeah, the Stain wannabe with his sword. Fucking, come on, get the fuck out.
Alright, there's Shiro. Calm down. I heard you like swords. So put swords in your swords. So you can sword wind your sword.
Yeah, his fucking sword. No, that's clearly the grafted sword. It's so fucking dumb.
Still one of the better, still one of the more fun weapon designs in My Hero. It's like, what did you do? I just took a bunch of belts, and strapped them to swords. What?
I see.
Why?
You took inspiration from Lulu's clothes. Also,
Alternatively,
never-
he's an Arxis fan.
I mean, Arxis fans are all Lulu fans, so
Probably.
So yeah, that story's dumb. I mean, at least it's got 3,000 words and 48 chapters, so that's pretty cool. 3,000 words per chapter, as to say. Ongoing for a year, only 280 favorites. Jesus Christ. Imu. Years after the war, Remnant is head over heels for a cuddly and cute puppy Grim. Everyone except 18-year-old Adrian Ark, who hates the puppy Grim with passion. Shunned by everyone for not loving the puppy Grim, Adrian finds an ally in the legendary Ruby Rose. But is he just overreacting, or is there more to the I'm You Grimm than anyone could ever imagine? A mystery horror story. I'm gonna take a wild guess. So I'm gonna fucking date myself here. So does anyone remember the Treehouse Book of Horrors?
No.
Can't
I
say
remember
that I do.
something about Treehouse, but probably not that.
Okay, so it was Goosebumps maybe. Anyone
No,
Goosebumps?
I don't read
No.
those.
Do you remember them?
I remember they existed.
Okay, well that's good enough for me. So I'm gonna. Yeah, I just dated myself horribly with both of those.
Yes, you
You're
did.
old. We know.
I mean, I knew about the books, never touched them.
I used to read all of them, like all of them. They were pretty interesting. But basically, this is like a straight up Goosebumps plot book, where it's like, oh, there's this cute monster that everyone lets in their homes, and they breed fast, and they're really easy to take care of, and they're super fun to play with, and they're really cuddly, and then like once all of
That's a Star Trek
America.
episode. That's trip. Those are fucking triples.
Yeah, and then once all of America had one in their homes, they simultaneously at night turned into monsters. And it was only the few people who didn't fall in love with them at first sight who could try and possibly save America. But because, of course, this is a Goosebumps story, only the bad end occurs where everyone in America is killed by the pet monster.
That also
Finally.
sounds like the Gremlins.
The world is saved.
But yeah, that's pretty much how all Goosebumps stories went. Is like, oh no, here's this completely innocent thing, and then oh suddenly, actually, a bad thing was hiding inside it all along. Oh, and will our hero be able to save the day? Nope.
Nope.
Right at last second, something happens, and they're forever cursed / dead / stuck with whatever the thing occurred was. Which actually, now that I look back on Goosebumps, I'm pretty sure that's the reason for a lot of fetishes that we can find on DeviantArt.
Probably.
I'm sure of it.
So yeah, fine. And then so between these two stories, we're gonna pick one of these to read. So then we have Wearing a Monster's Skin. Cinder Fall, despite the tragedy of her childhood, was a monster. She stole the Fall Maiden powers, orchestrated the fall of Beacon, and murdered countless men and women, most notably Pyrenikos, Amber, and Professor Ozpin. Now, what would happen if someone else, an innocent soul not burdened with these sins, found themselves now as Cinder Fall?
Skinwalker.
I can't imagine this would be an overly interesting story.
I mean, they would right. This is like the problem with like someone like someone who's not a chaos follower becomes one of the demon primarchs. Okay, well the entire body and soul is still hideously tainted. Like she's literally got a grim arm.
Not only that, but if you're a griller, let's call it that. If you're a griller and you get isekai'd and it turns out that you're actually Sauron in this isekai. You know what happens to Sauron who isn't Sauron?
Death.
He dies immediately. That's the end of the isekai. That one chapter and you're done. Because when Sauron's not Sauron trying to Sauron everyone, it turns out that the good guys don't go, oh hey, Sauron's not trying to kill us, we should let him live. they go, oh, Sauron's not trying to kill us. Quick, now we can kill him quickly.
They would go, hey, wait a minute. We've seen this play before.
Free kill.
Isn't this just an Otome anime plot? Sort of, but no. Most Otome anime plots these days go as the following. The person either wakes up as the villain either before everything bad happens or in the first opening act of the bad things starting to occur. This is mostly because even these hack job authors realize that if they do the sort of thing like, oh, the Otome villain did all of the bad stuff in the Otome villain game, and you just get isekai'd into her right at the end of the story, but you're innocent, and then you tell everyone you're totally innocent, what could possibly happen from here? The answer is you die. Or at best are exiled, because you're now considered fucking insane.
War crime trial. Yep.
Baccarina? No.
That's entirely different
That's
from what...
no. That's entirely different than what we're talking about here. Baccarina
Another
has the
certified
character
icy moment.
Isekai as the villain before anything ever happens. Which is the point, which is what I'm trying to say here, is that you can't have the character commit dozens of atrocities and then have someone unrelated to those atrocities isekai into them and be like, oh, what could possibly happen now? Well, the answer is either they keep committing atrocities to survive because now everyone wants them dead, or they give up and everyone just kills them because they committed atrocities. There is
Oh no, I'm in the body of the horrible child murderer. If I stop murdering children, perhaps I will be left alone.
Yeah. Like, well, not even murder children. If I don't murder the police that come after me, and if I don't murder all of the more police that come after me, and I don't murder the federal agents that then come after me, I'm sure someone will leave me alone eventually.
There are federal agents outside my house.
That's impressive for you to have federal agents in Norway.
Yeah, I
Yep.
didn't realize the Norwegian government was big enough for that.
It isn't. Therefore, they must be skinwalkers.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Easy.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Indeed. Ruby and Penny are clearly in love, and everyone knows this, and no one knows, however, that it's killing Weiss. Penny still doesn't get how humans work, but she can see that underneath all of the bickering, Ruby and Weiss also love each other. Ruby isn't good with people, and she doesn't need to see that Weiss and Penny are meant for each other clearly. So the obvious solution is a threesome.
Perish.
I will say I genuinely did love the fan name for the Ruby Penny ship. Nuts and
And
bolts.
what was that?
Nuts and dolts.
Oh, yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like that was I was just like, okay, you know what? That's good. Nuts and dolts. I was like, oh damn. That's actually top class. Nut and adults, yes. Remember, kids, the best way to kill a skinwalker is napalm shotgun shells. Yes. I'm gonna start a forest fire. It's a gender reveal party shells. No. No, no, not. No. I'm sorry, but I can't let fake news be spread in my chat.
What?
So, white ash is a type of tree found in North America. It's not a plant. It's a tree. There's actually a difference between the two.
Fair
And
enough.
you don't rub the plant on the shells. You burn the tree and use the ashes of the tree and rub them on your weapon. No, not the leaves. You rub the ash of the tree wood on your weapon.
The white ash.
Yeah, it's a white ash tree, and you burn the wood and then you rub the ashes of the tree on your weapon. Because it was believed to imbue the weapon with, supernatural powers to slay the unclean.
I wonder what they meant by this.
Probably the rampant prion viruses causing all of the deer to become meat-eating carnivores.
So what?
Oh yeah, it's this big thing in the Northeast. So there's this prion virus that is inert in a lot of deer. It's sort of like the human cannibalism virus that's inert in a lot of humans. Where
What?
yeah. So it's not actually a virus, it's a prion disease, and prions are malformed proteins. And so basically what happens is during times of famine, when the deer can't gain access to reliable sources of plant matter, they will start eating meat, typically the meat of other deer that died from starvation.
Ah.
And because of the prions being malformed proteins and being capable of replicating themselves very quickly, and then because they're proteins, they get transferred to every part of the body. So merely eating the infected flesh of a deer will turn another deer into a chronic wasting. Yeah, they literally go fucking insane. It makes their flesh start to actively rot. It causes muscle contractions, which causes the arching of the back. And occasionally, if it's so bad, it'll cause the deer to stumble around on its back legs while its like front legs drag in front of it, sort of like a really hunched over human. It'll have rotting patches on its body. It will be.
So I assume that's where skinwalkers came from.
Wendigos specifically. Skinwalkers
Well,
is
yeah.
a Navajo thing. When Wendigos, yeah, it's basically, and the deer becomes very emaciated due to obviously not having a lot of food, which is what caused it to eat another sick deer in the first place. And it will get very aggressive as well. This is another part of it. And because obviously all of this shit's going on, it doesn't feel pain anymore. So this is where the whole legend about normal weapons not working on it came from. Because normally you would shoot a deer with an arrow and it would die.
Or at least run the fuck away.
And then die. If you're,
depending on where you shot it.
Yeah. But the deer, if you shoot with an arrow and it has advanced stages of chronic wasting disease, it'll just run at you instead. Probably braying at the top of its lungs, sounding like a really distorted scream. And it'll try to eat you. And so the locals came up with this theory that only fire can truly hurt the deer when it's like this. And that deer that are like this are possessed by the spirits of cannibalism. And, obviously because humans around this time period also didn't have farms ongoing and they relied heavily on the food that was available to them from scavenging and hunting, they also suffered the same famines that deer did. And humans that ended up eating other humans also obviously went insane, and so local legends put two and two together going, oh, cannibalism leads to being inhabited by this insane spirit of evil and, causes, people to become basically unkillable monsters who only hunger for the flesh of other people. And fire being the only thing to kill them. You're not supposed to eat the flesh of anything that's infected by it. They may not know the reason, but they're like, oh, if you eat the flesh of an infected Wendigo, then you become the next Wendigo, which, yes, you did, because you ended up eating the prion disease, which then made you go fucking insane and crave more flesh.
Huh.
Yeah, so there's actually a very reasonable explanation behind it all, except for the small part where people still routinely disappear in the Northeast, in forests, with no discernible cause of death or struggle.
I mean, that first image isn't so horrifying. Like, obviously, it looks like he's being overtaken by some kind of eldritch horror, but that's not so bad. The second one, that's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty. Don't like that.
Yeah, it would yeah, again, this whole like emaciated thing, yeah, it'd be, you would look more like this. There's no really distorted features going on here. Your arms would look extremely long to another human, and because of the fact that you're so emaciated that your muscles are so thin that it kind of distorts our perception of how long your arms actually are. There's a lot of things you can go into explain as to why these tails expand to, like, oh, they actually, like, their arms grow longer and their feet grow longer and on their arms, and all this weird shit happens to them. But it mostly can be explained away by just the sheer fact of that they're literally starving themselves to death. And so they don't have really that much muscle mass. And the unexplainable strength behind them is, again, humans live on a cocktail of drugs that are extremely potent. A normal person that maybe can lift 100 pounds with extreme effort has been shown to lift a 2-ton boulder in times of irrational fear of death. So
Or, it should be said, or irrational fear of death for another individual.
Yes. But, still, point being is that it's fully possible. So tales of disproportional strength, despite how emaciated the person is completely understandable. And, yeah, you can sort of say, I'm trying to find if there's a good hunched deer picture. A lot of them are giving them claws and shit. This is a classic Wendigo picture. So much has been changed due to fantasy popularity. But yeah, the more classical image is a hunchbacked deer that's walking on its back legs with its front arms kind of just like hanging in front of it. Obviously, it doesn't grow claws.
The Russians destroyed a plant gene bank. It's like Putin's trying to make himself a villain.
Yeah. How would a devout White Fang member react to a furry convention? Probably start shouting racism.
Yeah, I was gonna say
either that or just same as usual terrorist acts.
Possibly terrorist acts. Yeah.
I mean, you walk into a blackface convention like, okay.
And we're gonna move on.
Am I wrong though?
I said we're moving on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the fucky spine. Yeah. Cringe. Okay, puppygram. Everyone has one in their homes. I hate them. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. He's getting in trouble for saying they should kill all Grimm. Interesting. It's still possible Salem wanted to fuck with the MC alone. I mean, hey, look, if you're immortal, you just start coming up with reasons to keep yourself entertained. Get a fucking dartboard and just throw a dart blindly. And you're like, alright, this person, I'm fucking with their life next. Devote entire agencies of people. Bribe governments. Specifically just to fuck with this one guy's life.
I mean, Feds have probably done worse.
Disruptive in class. Oh, it's count after 42. These visits go on record. Blah blah. Graduate. No matter how good your grades are, the headmaster will notice if you spend every other week in the guidance counselor's office. I spent every other week in the guidance counselor's office, but I'm also unemployed, so you know, hey, maybe she's right.
True.
Every student in school. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Wanted him gone after year 1. Ruby Rose, popular huntress, saving the world as a kid. In her 30s, she was now a guidance counselor at her old school of Signal. Kill all the witnesses, strike 1. Kill all lawyers, tempting, strike 2. Hey, you know, kill all lawyers. I'm not saying this. You know, I'm being punished for standing up what I believe in. Blah blah. Quit and go home. It's not happening. You could simply act like you've changed your mind. Act, yes, I will never defend a creature of Grimm. Blah blah blah. Ruby smiles very well. Blah blah blah. Serious advice. Be careful. They're looking for an excuse to get you kicked out. You're starting to become a threat. Who's they? Just know you're not the only person around who hates the MU. For the time being, keep your head down. Okay, so kind of based. Legendary Huntress Ruby Rose. It was a warning. Blah blah. Okay, so no chapters. Don't bring dishwasher into this. Adrian Cotta arc. Also, I was, by the way, also very cringe. The whole we're gonna combine our names. I always find that very cringe whenever people do that. Imagining she's responsible for civil wars and shit because she bet on one side would have more casualties. I'm sure your Brazilian father has a great saying about lawyers, Pedro. Ruby, the destiny of Remnant, in the wake of the fall of Team Ranger, sets out to bring Cinderfall to justice while the new Fall Maiden overlooks her master plan in Haven City. Meanwhile, Rice tries to help her friend. Yang struggles with the loss of her arm, and Blake gets over her guilt with the White Fang, which means, again, Blake has never left the White Fang.
Still a terrorist.
Still a terrorist. Meanwhile, someone from Cinder's past returns, and Salem's newest pawn rises. Arcos? That's... Wait, Arcos, that's,
Isn't that Pura and John?
Yeah, it's Pyrrha and John. Oh, Ruby times Weiss.
I just looked at my screen and saw a phrase I didn't want to see.
Oh.
MTF Trans Oscar.
What?
The story above the one by Coral Aran on your screen currently.
Oh. What the fuck? What the? Hold on. Okay, I'm actually getting so drunk it's starting to get blurry.
Excellent.
Keep going.
Okay. Someone's trying to do a multi-arc story. That's cringe. I don't mean plot arcs. I mean arcs.
Begone, foul demons.
Successional. With his settlement lost, the grim Oxon is forced to wander Remnant in search of safety. Armed with failing gear and little knowledge, he is set on a difficult path to survive no matter the cost. How will he adapt to an unfamiliar world? I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, you know, he's got roughly like what? 5K words per chapter? That's not bad. 38 chapters. Not bad. So there, here we go. Oza's Remnant. I always thought I was destined to be a normal farmhand, that the biggest drama of my life would be coming out to my aunt and uncle as trans. Instead, I ended up sharing headspace with an old man, which makes my identity more awkward. Male to female, trans Oscar. Ozza is 17 in this story instead of a child. Rewrite and continuation of the old verse, so it's V2. Oh wow,
Excellent.
and it gets worse. Oscar times Whitley times Ruby.
What? All right, listen. Whitley deserves nothing even remotely good in his life.
I mean, I
And
agree with
Oscar.
you, which is why I say that he should be dating Cameo, the female trans Oscar.
Yeah, I think that's
I think that's
reasonable.
punishment enough.
True.
Oh god. It would be classic Rooster Teeth to write that Summer left Tai Yang to have a secret lesbian relationship with Salem. At this point, I literally have no expectations for Ruby. You know,
That would unfortunately probably be better than whatever they could concoct.
yeah. Oh shit, was there a John Money in the world of Remnant? Was he part of Osmond's conspiracy?
It's more likely than you'd think.
The Rose Thorn of Earth. Ruby Rose is a United States Air Force servicewoman who was recently assigned to a squad and sent on her first frontline mission to bust an arms deal. Ah, yes, the Air Force.
Bruh.
Yeah,
That's what happens with the Air Force.
the Air Force, notorious for their drug busts.
Did they mean to type ATF?
Did they mean to type ATF?
I don't know, I'm asking you.
No.
Fair enough. Carry on, I guess. Airstrike the drug dealer.
Yeah, airstrike the drug dealer.
If it works, it works.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There are branches of the USAF which are very much do not fuck with. Like the Night Stalkers, I believe Delta Force? Because you have the SEALs are the Navy.
Right.
Rangers are the Army. I believe Delta Force
Yeah.
is the Air Force.
Wait. Is it? No. No. The one for the Air Force is the 24th Special Tactics Squadron. Delta Force is under JSOC.
Ah, yeah,
Part of the army.
JSOC, yeah, Joint Task Force, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 24th Special Tactics, which is an Air Force SOC.
Yeah, so was that Night Stalkers or something?
I'm sorry. Sneaky.
Nope.
Someone is okay. So you know how they were making a Gauss rifle for people to buy?
Yes, I remember that.
They couldn't get the power up enough for it to be consistently lethal, so now they're marketing it as a non-lethal weapon by turning down the power.
Yep.
And I just can't help but think, I'm like, but all someone needs is more power, and it goes from non-lethal to lethal. This is the dumbest thing ever.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm saying this is a problem.
You want to know?
This
You want to know another
It's a
problem? You want to know another problem? Percussion cap weapons by state laws are not considered firearms.
What?
Yep.
Yes.
But we need to ban assault weapons, guys.
Yes, the 1819 Navy revolver, which is a revolver that is so reliable that it actively is still reproduced to this day for enthusiasts.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's actually an extremely reliable percussion cap revolver for what it was. It's not considered a firearm due to the fact that the primer is outside of the bullet.
Yep. Also a black powder weapon.
So you don't need to follow any laws involving firearms when you have an 1819 revolver.
Indeed.
I see. Also, Isley, yes, you can make a taser non-lethal by turning off the power, but it's significantly harder to modify a taser to be lethal
No, it's not.
than it is to take a railgun.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You literally just take out the fuse.
Okay, A, I did forget about that. You can just swap the fuse. B, my point is that, like, I wish to make the railgun lethal. Just get stronger battery. Like,
Yes.
Turn it from a infantry weapon into an
literally
emplacement.
go burr.
Railgun's gonna go burr, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah. Friendly reminder that the railgun is actually technically a Norwegian invention.
The railgun is a human right.
Yep, that too. But like, it was invented by a Norwegian physicist in the early 1900s, I think it was. Late 1800s.
I also just like the steps of that. It's like, okay, so we got magnets. So what if we wrap the magnet in copper? What would that do? I don't know. Alright, so we wrapped the magnet in copper. It did nothing. Okay, well. What if we ran electricity through the copper? Why would we run electricity through the copper? I don't know, just do it. Okay, fine. Alright, so that reversed the polarity on the magnet for some fucking reason. Oh, that's cool. What if we set up a series of magnets with polarity reversed? Okay. And then what? Well, then we set up a circuit that reverses the polarity in order to pull the object forward. Okay. And then what?
Oh.
We put a big battery on it. Oh, what does that do? Boom!
Yep.
Alright, you know what? I'm behind this now.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some of the videos of the United States Armed Forces testing out the railgun, the ship-based railgun.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's just like,
also,
oh yeah,
sadly,
it casually punches through, like, literal 18 inches of steel, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
Sadly, those warships are getting discontinued.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Because they could, like, they're being scrapped even though they're less than, like, 3 or 4 years old, because they can't do what they're supposed to. Like,
Which is host the
they
railgun.
can function, but they can't function the way they're supposed to.
Yeah. Well, there was always a prototype anyway. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the ships are getting scrapped.
We went through a lot of iterations on the battleship. and on the carriers in World War II. And the only reason why we didn't like output prototypes into the war was because we kind of learned from the tanks, and ships cost a lot of steel to create, and we didn't really have the steel to waste at that time because we were making a lot of tanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made a lot of tanks. We made a lot of destroyers.
What I want to make clear is we made a lot of fucking tanks.
Listen, like when people talk about wasted money in the military, that's like one of the biggest culprits. Is we have right? The U.S. has entire parks of tanks just sitting there
Yeah.
because we might need them someday.
Cool. Well, it's not our fault that no one wants to step to us, okay? Like, come on. If your enemy is like, look, dude, I got nukes. I got fucking parks of tanks. I got missiles. I got so many missiles. I got like 8 missiles I don't even use anymore. I have so many missiles. I got bombs I've never even tested. Please punch me.
Yeah.
I have over 10,000 tanks sitting in a lot. Punch me.
Please give
Come
me
on.
a reason. Please. Everyone's just like, nah, we good.
No.
No, we good.
Listen, Sneaky.
Yeah.
I want one of Russian missiles just hit inside Poland. Just land in Poland. Give us a reason, Vlad. We'll show you what a real armor column is.
Okay. Polish people just sitting there with the Article 5 button. Please. Please. Any day now. Any day now.
Polish
They're
eyes
sitting right on
glowing
the border.
with
They're
increased
sitting right on the border.
intensity.
Oh, I think the shrapnel got me. I think the shrapnel got me.
The fucking high fleet music starts playing.
No, man, the Poles are fucking ready to throw down.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
they want Russia to just give them a reason.
So, anyway, a no aura. Yeah, this is a no aura modern AU, by the way, of a Ruby story. No aura modern AU. Ruby Rose is a USAF servicewoman who was recently assigned to a squad and sent to her first ever frontline mission to bust an arms deal of a notorious
Yeah, we read
terrorist
that
named
part.
Roman Torchwick. Ruby, along with the rest of her squad, thought that this would be a perfect chance to capture Torchwick. So, first off, the army doesn't engage in capture missions.
Yeah.
Very rarely
No,
will the special forces be sent on a take them alive mission, but generally it's a end them.
We kind of do, yes. We kind of do. But as someone who was in the front lines on the internal war,
The what?
So when I worked for ICE, I talked to a lot of ICE agents.
Ah, okay.
And I'll tell you right now, there was a lot of capture missions, air quotes, that ended up with the subject resisting, unfortunately.
Oh no.
I'm sure it was very unfortunate.
Yeah, they only shot him 27 times to make sure.
That's pretty tame.
Now, I will say that there was a lot of restraint being showed fairly often inside ICE. They only, unfortunately, couldn't capture cop killers.
Damn, sucks to suck.
Yeah, just really unfortunate. Just
Also.
the dice got rolled, and they kind of kept resisting until they were forced to shoot them. 39 times in the head.
What was that revolver? For no reason, no reason.
Yeah, the brass does whatever it wants. Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, point being is that the U.S. Army doesn't engage in capture missions. They engage in, air quotes, capture missions, which unfortunately sometimes end up with the person actually being captured. But that's also not a choice that because this is a hit squad. This is a hit squad. A hit squad wouldn't be given the option to capture. Their orders would either be to capture, and if not, make sure he doesn't get away, or make sure he doesn't get away. Their options wouldn't be make sure he doesn't get away, but if possible, capture him. No. It's shoot him on sight, or if you can take him, and if you can't, shoot him on sight. There's no in the field. I know our mission is to stop this guy, but we're also going to capture him instead of killing him. No. The sergeant doesn't make that decision unless the lieutenant's dead. At which point, if the lieutenant's dead, God help you.
Yeah, no, you're not coming in alive.
Yeah, you're not going in alive.
You'll be lucky if there's anything left to bury.
Your grid coordinates aren't coming in alive.
Yeah.
I love that this is a real. I love that's a real fucking study where U.S. Marines are more likely to cause collateral in the absence of a lieutenant. It's sometimes my country.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna leave it on that. Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna read this one. This one's
I'm getting dinner.
this one's terrible. Your friendship from my silence. Blake needed one person to rely on in Beacon. Just one person she could trust in all things. It was an impossible expectation at first, but then John was talking to himself and let the truth slip out. It was shameful to blackmail him into being her friend, but it's not like she had any better idea. Now, John was no Adam, but he could be made into what she wanted, or was he as weak as he seemed? A 5,000 word per chapter Blake times John fic.
They specifically say 5K?
Yeah, 5,000. Well, no, they don't specifically say 5K. It's just 20 chapters, 110,000 words.
Oh.
That is certainly a story.
Your Honor, he clearly shot himself 28 times in the head and dropped 2 frag grenades when he died, and then called artillery on himself. Yeah.
Kind of weird, no? Well, that happens.
Commander, we got the yeah. That's a great thing about the American military. In the absence of leadership, fire and advance. That's our SOP.
America. Trademark.
Alright, we'll see you guys on Friday, because there's always more and it always gets worse.